What's the most amount of money you've made in a single year? What do you do for a living? What's the most amount of money generated in a single year? Hey, wealthy people, it's another episode of Chronicles of Wealth, and today we're touring the city of Accra, going around asking millionaires how they became rich. So if this is something you enjoy, stay tuned and let's grow. What do you do for a living?
Professionally, I would say I'm a payment specialist.
What's the most amount of money you've made in a single year or a revenue?
Okay, so I think the most money I made for an entity that I work with probably around close to $2 million, like 1.7 ish. Yeah,
Wow. Do you believe a degree is important to be successful?
I don't think it's important to be successful, but I do believe the kind of formal training you get in uni is also quite important. I think uni taught me how to relate to other people. It taught me some basics, some concepts, some foundations that I needed to be successful. But then I believe the quality of the degree you probably end up with doesn't necessarily determine how you'll be in life, whether you feel or you'll be successful. I really think it has to do with your perseverance, the people you meet, your network, and probably the grace of God so as well. Yeah,
Do you believe that faith is important to be successful then?
definitely, definitely. If you don't have faith, I mean, if you wake up every morning, waking up every morning thinking that you are not going to like make the best out of the day, you are definitely not going to do that, right? So faith has played a very big role in my journey too as well, in terms of even when I felt like I don't have any qualifications to actually get some jobs, I just went ahead to do it. Apply. I remember the countless times I kept applying for jobs like I didn't have anything else to do because I was very determined that I could get to where I wanted to be.
Final question. What advice do you have to anyone who's trying to make it? What habits do they need to have? Just general advice for people who are trying to succeed in today's world, and especially being in Africa.
Yeah, I think first of all, be intentional about what you want, right? A lot of us, unfortunately, even you might still be in uni, still not sure of what you want to do in life, and that's very fine, right? But then keep looking through your ideas, keep ideating stuff down of like various things if you see yourself doing. Unfortunately, we're in a continent where just having passion is not enough, right? You must have the passion, you must put in the work, you must try to seek out other people who are already in like the field that you aspire to be in. Ask them how they made it. Like put your pride aside, your ego aside, be humble. Try and understand someone if you even if you have to. Like be under someone's wings for a while to get to know the path they took and see if you can replicate that. And yeah, once again, above everything, have faith and keep pushing, keep praying about stuff.
Thank you so much. What do you do for a living, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I'm an artist and an educator.
And you are?
An educator.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, as an artist, what is one thing that has helped you to be a successful artist?
Trusting my inner vision and my intuition,
Okay.
and trusting that I come from a rich ancestry that will guide me through whatever it is that I'm doing.
Okay. And as an educator, what has helped you in your journey so far?
I mean, I just think discipline. I think that it's most important to work when you don't feel like working. And I mean, I feel like that's the way I kind of try to train myself. And yeah, like that makes it easier. I feel like discipline just makes it easier. So I would say self-discipline and, putting that plan out and then every day getting up and just doing whatever the work is regardless to how I feel about it.
That means habits are important to you. So,
Habits is it's like my big thing. Like I'm like a clock. I'm habitual.
what habits does a person need to cultivate in order to, aim at something?
I mean, like I think that every person individually kind of has to define that for themselves. I mean, I base my discipline around work, the way that I eat, like the way that I try to treat my body. Like, I guess like just constantly trying to be better in everything, like just constant refinement. I want to be better 5 years from now than I am right now, and then 5 years I want to be better again.
Thank you so much. And how about you? What habits do do you think is important to, be successful?
Yeah, I would think also the idea of what work means to you and sticking to that, because I think that because I'm doing what I feel compelled to do, that I was put here to do, it doesn't seem like work, but it is something that you're doing it all the time that you don't even realize that it is that you're working. You know what I mean? So I think that does come from, as Musa said, discipline, like knowing that you have a goal here, that and my goal is not the same as everyone else's, that you're self-guided by the reason that you were put here and you come in touch with that, and to the point when you're doing that, it doesn't even feel like work anymore. It's something you're doing what you love to do, and it's not only about me, it's about community. So knowing that my work is not to just serve myself, but it's to serve the community and the generations to come.
Is it by who you know or what you know?
I mean, I think it's what you know, and I think honestly, it's really just following that voice that's inside of you.
What's the most amount of money that you've generated in a single year?
Generation of funds, I will put the farming side as the number one in terms of the revenue I generate, making close to around 5 million Ghana cedi per annum from the farming side in terms of revenue. For the construction side, in terms of revenue generation, you can look at it around 4 million Ghana cedi.
In a single year, you've made over 1 million Ghana cedis. Okay, wow, that's amazing. And what advice do you have to somebody who's trying to make it in the farming industry?
So usually farming is about the mindset. You must first of all, when you are going to farming, look at it as a business that must be run professionally. Making sure that record keeping is key. Because I have employees, even graduates as accountants in my farming business. If you are able to generate a revenue of 1 million Ghana cedi, nothing stops you from putting aside, let's say, 50,000 Ghana cedi to pay professional accountants to be able to manage the financial side for you.
What are some of the habits that made you successful as a farmer and someone who's a consultant?
So, first of all, the farming usually requires you to be present almost all the time. But given that I do other works like the consultant, there's no way I can be at the farm, so I've engaged professionals. But I do visit the farm periodically to ensure that we take stock of what is in the farm. And I get regular reports from the people that have entrusted the management of the farms too.
One final question. What advice can you give to the younger generation who are trying to make it and succeed in Africa?
Many people do not know that farming is the area that you can have over 100% returns on equity. I have other people abroad in South Africa who are into farming and they generate over $7 million per annum from farming.
Thank you for your time. And that's all we have for today, guys. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and follow us for more tips from successful people we interview in Africa and beyond.